What is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and today's story time is about one of probably the most terrifying moments in my life. Now, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to hop right into it. So this story time takes place back in, I believe it was early 2020, a rather eventful year for a young Rainy, and so it was just, one of those nights where I didn't know why, but my brain was keeping me awake. I couldn't fall asleep. I tried watching a movie. I tried playing video games, but I just couldn't do it. I wasn't really feeling any of those things, and I just was not having a good night all around. Now, at that time, it was very common for one of my friends to text me in the middle of the night and say hey, do you want to come hang out with us? And I'd have to sneak out the window and go out with them because obviously I can't just leave the house. My parents have an alarm on the door. But yeah, so one of my friends messaged me this night and he's like, yo, we're all just going to hang out, just probably chill in the woods. Are you down? And I said yeah, of course. Let me just get dressed and I'll come meet you guys. Now, this was usually how it went because a lot of my friends, their parents either didn't care or their house was set up so they could easily slip out with no one noticing. I was always the friend who was difficult for me to get out. So I'd have to go out through a window and they'd have to pick me up. So that's what happened. I got out through the window, they picked me up in a car, and off we went to our usual spot in the woods. Now, nobody was really doing anything. We got there. We kind of just all sat there, a couple of us, just, talking, hanging out. Nothing too eventful. I guess we were all having one of those nights where we didn't really know what to do. There was no one, smoking or drinking anything or whatever it may have been. We were all just kind of sitting there talking in our usual spot. Despite the fact that we weren't doing anything, we were having fun. It was nice just kind of sitting there talking to people. But eventually we all decided that we were kind of hungry and we wanted some snack food. We had all decided that we were going to walk to a nearby gas station just outside of the woods and get some snacks. But one of my friends said, you know what, you guys go ahead. I'm not feeling well. I don't really want to walk, so I'm just going to stay sitting here, but you guys go ahead. And so my other friend was like, you know what, you shouldn't be out here alone. I'll stay with you. And eventually I just stood up like a dumbass and was like, okay, it's fine. I'll go by myself. What does everyone want? And they're like, no, bro, it's okay. It's fine. We'll all go. And I'm like, no, it's fine. You guys just stay here. I'll grab all the stuff. And they're like, okay, thank you, bro. And they gave me all their requests for snack foods that they wanted. And off I went. So quick disclaimer, it's not really intelligent to go off into the woods on your own at night. As I definitely learned from this story time, but also just in general, you don't know what's there, be it people or wildlife or just not seeing and walking off a cliff. Point is, be intelligent. Don't be like me. Now, an important detail for this story is the group of friends I had at this time was kind of in some serious beef with another group of friends. To put it simply, the sort of leader of our group was dating this girl that the leader of this other group of friends was really, really into, and he was really salty about it. So our groups kind of fought all, we got into physical fights all the time. It was some weird shit, man, but that's an important detail for this story. And it's important because as I was exiting the woods, I sort of saw a couple members of this group leaving the gas station as I was just coming out of the trees. And I wasn't sure that they saw me. I didn't think they did. And even if they did, it was probably just looked like some person. I don't really stand out in a crowd for one thing, but two, it's dark. I was at a good distance, so I was pretty sure they didn't see me. But to err on the side of caution, I didn't walk out until they were away, and then I went into the gas station. And I went in, I got some bags of chips, some candy, a couple drinks, got it all in a bag, and off I went back to find my friends. And I thought that would be completely fine. I thought I had evaded these other people, but oh, I was so wrong. So I was just walking through the woods trying to find my friends. I knew the way back. We had done this time and time again before. And as I'm on my way, I hear someone say, "What are you doing out here?" And suddenly I see all these flashlights sort of shining on me. And it's all these guys from this other friend group just kind of circling around me pretty much. And I just say look, man, I don't want any trouble. I'm just out here with a couple people. We're just hanging out. We're not doing anything. I'll leave you guys alone if you leave us alone. And he got super aggressive immediately. He's like, no, fuck that. You know how we feel about you guys. We see you guys. It's on site. Fuck you guys. You guys are the fucking worst. We'll fuck you guys up every time we see you. They pretty much all advanced on me, started throwing some hits. I started trying to defend myself, throw some hits back, but we started moving as we were doing this, right? And it was very clear to me they're trying to move me in a certain direction. and they ended up moving me in a certain direction towards a tent that was just set up there. I'm assuming they set it up. And they got me inside the tent and in a little camp chair in the tent. And they duct taped me to this chair. Now, at this point, I was stuck, and I was already kind of, like, internally freaking out until a couple of them picked up a couple jerry cans and started just, putting a bunch of gas on me, which was not a great thing. And after that, their leader kind of says to me, look, I just need you to know, you fucking belong to me now. You do whatever the fuck I tell you, whenever the fuck I tell you to do it, or I think you know what's about to happen to you. And I just told him, like, sort of, like, pretty much freaking out, like, dude, it does not need to be this serious. You don't need to do this. Like, you don't need to actually kill me here. Like, it's fine. This is, like, way blown out of proportion. We don't really have to be enemies or anything. What the fuck are you doing? Like, hold off on this, right? I don't know if this dude was just really caught up in this whole, like, I don't even know if I'd call this, like, gang stuff. I don't know what the fuck he was caught up in, trying to be, like, a movie villain or whatever, but he just hits me with wrong fucking answer. And he pulls out a matchbook, and he tries to strike a match. I gotta say, first things first, this guy's kind of a dumbass for not owning a lighter. I mean, maybe that would have blown up everyone, but he's kind of an idiot for not owning a lighter because trying to strike a match took him fucking forever. Like, he could not fucking do it. And I saw that as an opportunity because they just duct taped my upper half to the chair. They didn't have time to duct tape my entire being into this chair. So I saw this opportunity and I just fucking stood up, ran through the side of the tent, broke that shit, and just ran for it out into the woods. I just ran, did basically a whole circle around the parts of the woods that I know until I eventually found my friends again. And when they saw me, they're like, what the fuck happened to you? And I tell them, and they're like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, let's go find them. We're putting an end to this right now. And I said, like, dude, not right now. Something is seriously wrong with this dude. We need to get out of here. We just need to not mess with this. We should just probably all go home because they are probably out here looking for us right now. My friend's like, yeah, you're probably right. Let's go. Like, let's go right now. So we did that. We all left the woods. Obviously, before we left, they got me out of the fucking chair, and off we went. And I took about 3 showers that night and woke up my mom, but she didn't notice that I had left the house. She was just wondering why I was showering. But I just said I felt like it, and she accepted that, probably because she was tired. And so the next day at school, I was terrified to go to school because I didn't want to see this guy again. I didn't know what the hell he was going to do to me. Like, he'd done some fucked up shit in the past, but he'd never tried to, like, kill one of us in a brutal way, right? Like, it had never been anything like that. I was very scared to run into him again, but we didn't. We didn't run into him. We saw one of the members of their group during the day, but he was always one of the more, like, docile ones. Every group has that member who's just kind of like along for the ride. They don't really do anything. We saw him, but like he didn't talk to us obviously because we weren't friends, but we didn't see any of the other members of that group, which was weird because we saw them all the time. So we ended up finding out through a couple different sources that this guy had been, teetering over the edge is how I'll put it, mentally over the past little bit. And I guess like his mom or whoever found out, and he was currently in psychiatric care. Which was good news for me after what had happened. I think he definitely needed it, so that's good. In a sense, I felt bad for the dude that things got so bad for him that he ended up doing stuff like that, but by that same token, you tried to roast me like a fucking hot dog, so fuck you, dude. But anyways, guys, that is going to wrap up today's story time. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. I only remembered that this happened because I had like a dream sort of like it, and then I woke up remembering this story, and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to tell that one. So here it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. You all know the drill at this point. Thank you all so much for watching. We just broke 200 subs, so I will have a 200 sub special going up soon. Thank you guys so much for that. I love you all, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.